Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness. Okay, that doesn't look nice. Let me fix that. So, for those, oh, I see what. Make that a little wider. All right. Hey, everybody. It's Brian. Welcome back. It is Wednesday. It's a short week. It feels like these 4-day weeks. I love the 4-day weeks. I always take my days off on Mondays, as I've told other people, because there's not a lot happening on Friday. So why take your day off on a Friday? Take it on a Monday. For those of you who are looking at chat and going, what is that? That is an Eventbrite code, which if you join our stream, is for the tickets to Infosec Campout. Ta-da! That was a transition, by the way. Just for everybody to know what's going on. Yeah, we're announcing our Infosec Campout 2022. You're the first people to see it. I did mention it on Twitter, but uh, yeah, you're the first person or first people to see the page, and we're going to have tickets. We have tickets for the prices for the tickets. I don't believe have changed, so it's we've changed. So we learned a little bit last year about the conference in terms of how we talk about the tickets. We had some people confused about, well, if I bring a camper or whatever and I have 4 people in it, what do I do? So we have 2 levels of tickets, and we actually have some other stuff as well. If you're a student, we have discounts. If you attended last year's conference, we also have a discount for you as well. You should have received that in an email that I sent out earlier today with a discount code URL, good for another 2 weeks. So we have, if you're going to use an RV or a Tesla or a camper van or something to sleep in that requires you to be in the vehicle, um, it's $50 because of the electrical hookups and everything and the logistics of making sure that an RV and a Tesla camper and whatever, we don't have to, have a Tesla and an RV in one spot, and that's going to cause issues. So that does cause some issues. Everyone else, if you're camping, $40. If you bring a tent, we had some folks that did motorcycle camping last year, which was very cool. One of our speakers, 2 of our speakers, Jeff Costello and Amelie Coran, did came in a motorcycle and did bivouacked in a tent. So it was pretty awesome. So this is in the Seattle area. We are at the Tolt Donald Campground, and it is located in Carnation, Washington, on the Tolt River. Pardon me. All right. So here's a map of the park. So they have, it's not a very good map of the park. This is the area of where the barn is. If you see it on the map here, we have walking trails. This entire circle is made up of 18 camping spots, all powered, 40 amp plugs, so you can charge your Teslas or your EVs or what have you, but also you can bring in your 36-foot camper trailer thing. And so I have reserved the entire circle. So all of this is ours. And it's a very large area. So we are going to be doing this the 26th, 27th, and 28th of August. That is roughly 2.5 weeks after Hacker Summer Camp in Vegas. I believe it's about a month after Tour Camp. And just to manage expectations, let's say, I don't like camping. Well, this is like backyard camping, if you will. As you can see, we're pretty close to downtown Carnation. The bus stop right here is in front of a gas station that has a Starbucks and a supermarket. I mean, we're not roughing it when we do this. This is not like tour camp where you have to get on a ferry and go to Orcas Island and plan accordingly. And worry about where your car is going to be. We've always prided ourselves on the fact that if you didn't like camping, you could just go home, that kind of thing, if you wanted to. Yeah, it's fun. We enjoy it. There's always a good time. We're not done. There's some other things that we're working on, but we also have our CFP. So if you are interested in, submitting for a talk or I think Wendy may have updated it. She did a great job on this. Wendy is one of the organizers of B-Sides Las Vegas, so it's not difficult. So we have, um, you know, talk title, name of the presenter or presenters, different kinds of talks. We're looking for any kind of talk that is technical. If it's a DevSecOps talk, if it's a blue team talk, if it's a reverse engineering talk, if you have a workshop that you want to give that is 4 hours long on App Armor and SE Linux, which I have somebody in mind when I mentioned that. I'm gonna see if they can join. And there's discussion of your talk. Depending on how long the talks are, we're hoping to have tracks on Friday evening, have a couple of talks Friday evening or Friday afternoon, and a track on Saturday. So we're hoping to have probably anywhere between 7 to 8 talks. This is very much not like a B-sides or whatever, where you're going to have multiple talks, multiple tracks. This is going to be a bunch of people getting together and camping and roasting marshmallows and doing s'mores, sitting around the campfire, good fellowship and people, and oh yeah, we're going to have some talks. We did it last year without the barn, and it actually didn't work badly. The only thing that bothered me was it could have been a little dark. Actually, if you have a talk, and apparently the new hotness is to do talks without slides. So if you have a talk that doesn't have slides, more power to you. Um, you can go earlier in the day. You can not have to worry about a computer. You don't have to worry about a projector showing your slides or not showing your slides, or the light washing them out. Um, but I have seen a number of people out there who said, "Yeah, I'm doing talks that don't have slides." Good on you. Make that happen. So, yeah. So we have this available. I want to make sure. I want to make sure that, yes, the social media handles. If you're watching this and you maybe didn't make the cut at B-side Seattle for whatever reason, feel free to submit your talk here. If you, I think Wendy had also said the names and stuff are going out for DEF CON and Black Hat. So maybe if you didn't get accepted at DEF CON or Black Hat, that may be an option for you as well. Don't hate me, but audio level. Um, I'm almost assuming it is Discord that is causing me issues. So I'm going to close Discord. And probably get my microphone down. So, YTT, thank you for the reminder. Yes. Yeah. Now, sorry. Okay. I come directly from a meeting and I forget to put my microphone down, and that is the problem. Oh, sorry. My bad. Sorry. Forget to put my microphone down when I hit start, because if I'm sitting here with a big ass microphone in my face and I'm having my one-on-one with somebody, it's going to look weird. So sorry about that. Sorry to the other listener who got their ear balls blown out. So, sorry about 1600 watts. Yeah, you don't want that compression wave, hitting your ear balls. So, yeah, sorry to all of those listening. We'll fix it in post. So, but yeah, it's a good time. Infosec Campout. If you hadn't heard, I'll reiterate it again for everybody real quick. We have 2 levels of stuff. You get a promo code. You can enter your promo code, or you use the link in your email that you got from me today. And yeah, we have the barn both in the morning and the afternoon for Friday and Saturday. So that solves any problems potentially of it raining. Please don't rain. But yeah, it's a good time. So if some of you who live maybe in the Northern California area, it's only a 12 to 15 hour drive maybe. And you can come and hang out with us. It's a lovely place, Remlinger Farms. There's hiking in the area. There is biking. There actually the place where we're camping is the start, I believe, of one of the longer bike and hiking trails, and it's all paved, so it's really nice. But yeah, you can come and hang out there. So can I say, but can I say I did, but not? Well, okay. That's I'm not putting any pressure on you, Y2T. If you want to come, you can. If we do pride ourselves on the fact that if it does suck, you can in fact drive home, unless you flew in for this. And if you flew in, it's crazy. But yeah, one of our organizers, hello, Matt is going to be flying in from Minneapolis, hopefully. And we got some other folks doing some things. We're also looking into some food trucks as well to do some, specific kinds of food. But yeah, it's going to be a good time for all. And yeah, it's really fun. Uh, their arms would be way too tired to fly home. But bump. Try the veal. Tip your waiters. Let's see if there is some pictures online. Campground. Okay, so we're gonna go look at the images here. Okay, so we're actually on the other side of this bridge. They have a big old bridge that goes across to these yurts, and these that's the bathroom. The yurts here have power to them, but for accessibility purposes, we are picking the areas. It looks very much like this. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is where the host lives. There's a camp host, and you follow that trail to the left. You follow that road to the left, and we pretty much have number 2, which is next to it, all the way around to number 17. It's really nice, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do there. They have some really excellent. You could technically swim if you wanted to. In August, the Tolt River should be warm enough to swim. It does get fairly swift, so just keep an eye out on that. Here's the barn. We've rented the barn. It is literally a barn. Um, it's hollowed out underneath, and it would hold comfortably about 50 people. And we're hoping to do all the talks in there. So as you can see, it's completely shaded. We'll probably throw up some tarps or something over the larger areas so that we can have a larger darker area for some of the talks in the early evenings. Let me see. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time. They actually have some really rustic areas. I mean, a couple of these areas you have to walk back like, I don't know, 2 miles or so to get to. But yeah, I found it. We love it. We didn't get to go this weekend because of the rain and everything that's going on. They also have a container where you can do some container stuff. And one sec. What's up? Oh, okay. Can you order Domino's Momos chicken wings? I just want salad. Okay. All right. I can get that. I got to order Din Din. But it's also very dog friendly and very kid friendly as well. So, yeah, enough rambling on about that. There'll be some additional information coming out if you want to, join us on that. If you get a ticket and you want to speak, then you get your spot for free, that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is the weird time for me because it's like, oh, this is real, this is happening. We already paid for the reservations like the day after the last conference last year to make sure that we could get all of those camping spots because we did like spots 10 through 17 before, which if you have been there, you know what we're talking about. But yeah, this year I decided let's go big. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean it's really cool. If we didn't feel the need to require like vaccination cards because everybody's kind of outside and everybody was pretty good at distancing themselves. We didn't get any reports or any notifications of COVID infections. We just wanted to remind people, and we do have that in our code of conduct that discrimination is not allowed. We will kick your ass out. I wore masks as much as often as I could while I was there. I still plan on having masks. So, if you want to mask up and still be outside, that's fine too. Um, yeah. So, yeah, call for papers form. Let me pull this down and make sure that this is not like an admin page or something like that. I want to make sure that we're not screwing something up. How is everybody doing today? I do apologize for your blown eardrums, Ms. YTT. Happy Pride Month, everybody, by the way. We're always supporting everybody, everybody, all you need is love, and everyone can love who they want to and be who they want to, as long as they're comfortable doing that. And, we support everybody doing so. So, all right, let me check my email. Wendy sent me the short link, and I just want to make sure that that's legit. So, done now has a 2-hour and 4-hour workshop length. Yes, I did see that. Thank you very much. And Wendy said, okay, yeah, we were talking about food trucks and sponsors. Copy link. Let me click on the link. Yeah. Okay, so this is the legit form. I'll be putting this out on Twitter, but the little blood from the ears. So yeah, this is the CFP form. The short link she gave me also will work, but yeah. Hopefully y'all will find a time to come in. I did hear more than one person from B-side Seattle say that they weren't going to Vegas because of a bunch of people in hotels and casinos, and so if you find yourself wondering if there's options for Black Hat and DEF CON, we're not Black Hat and DEF CON, and we're not Tour Camp, but we do offer a unique experience. I have not heard anybody. Well, I heard one troll one time tell me that, but everyone else has very positive things to say about the conference. So we're hoping that if you can make time, then you will be there. Oh, we've already got some people. Look at that. Promotional traffic. Yeah. All right. Would also appreciate if you've got people who are interested in talking, post it up on your social media networks. Would definitely appreciate spreading the word, if you will, because we got 64 tickets to sell. So we do have 17 spots, but we've left some spots open for speakers and what have you. So and it's a real chill environment. I mean, there's no alcohol there. So don't open up a can of beer and be a dumb shit and get yourself ejected. But alcohol is not allowed on the premises there. So I will shut down all of these things. I wanted to go through some of the stories. So there were a couple of security people trying to ruin people's weekends with the Microsoft thing, the diagnostic tool. There have been more than a few answers about that and how to disable it. Apparently, I did see. Let me pull up my Slack. I believe somebody said that it was referenced in a bachelor's thesis online about 2 years ago that was posted. So I'm gonna go grab the link. Hey, Bloodbound, how are you? Let me see. Oh, that's Black Girls Hack Slack. They went away, or they're going away. They're going to a Teams format. Let me see. Was it Threat Intel? Somebody had mentioned. Yeah, here it is. So CyberOps had mentioned that the MSDT bug, or Fallonia something, anyway, was mentioned in a white paper or in somebody's thesis about 2 years ago, talking about various issues here. So I find it interesting that academic papers were published with these vulnerabilities in them, but nobody saw fit to share this information. I don't know if it was theoretical or what the problem was there, but so they had mentioned No, not that one. That was so. He said Windows includes this protocol, which provides troubleshooting wizard to diagnose Wi-Fi and audio problems and the like. Protocol passes string given to it in the msdt.exe program. The attacker now needs to find an included wizard allows execution of arbitrary programs, even remote ones. The compatibility wizard fits this description. Luckily for the attacker, all user input can be pre-filled from the command line leading to this URL. So it looks like this was written back in August 2020. And it's amazing how we call things O days, but if somebody else has found them, it's almost like that existential thing. If a person, if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, is there a sound? If somebody writes a white paper about it and says, this could be a potential attack vector, is it an O day? I think that there's a lot of white papers out there like this that never get shared to the larger community that often have these kinds of research in them that get black holed, or I'm sorry, well, in this case, it's black holed. It's stuck down in something, sucks down into it, and singularity, if you will, or it gets stuck behind academic portals and never seen, or not properly. The research isn't shared with if it was shared with Microsoft, then nobody made action on it, because obviously this was something that came up. I think the bigger problem for me was people trying to ruin other people's weekends by bringing this stuff up. No, you don't bury CISOs. They become virtual CISOs, and I don't know, YTT, if you saw that post from the very questionable person on LinkedIn who was saying, hey, you should just put vCISO in your title and build up your credentials doing that. It was a very dishonest method of doing that, but had a long commentary around it. Yep, there you go. So if I find that again, I will post it. But yeah, it was a hard weekend, because you think you're going to get away with having a normal weekend. Incident response is not going to have to run. To be fair, if nobody's at work, could they have clicked on those links or ran those things to make this happen? It seems like that these attacks would have only worked if somebody was actually at work working, right? The fact that we had people in our industry tweeting that it was a bad thing and it was an O day, and oh my God, you need to fix this immediately, and oh yeah, sign up for my webinar that I'm going to pimp out on Monday or Tuesday. And what's this? I'm just gonna, oh yeah, yes, that's it. Thank you so much. So I will tell you, for all you folks out there that do the InfoSec stuff, don't be Adam Lumsden. I don't even know what a CSAE is, but this is not the way to do things. You're not doing the companies that assume you're a virtual CISO any service. There are better people out there that are actually legitimate CISOs, including maybe some of the people in our Slack and Discord, or folks like Kim Green at Kim1 Green, I think is she is, yeah, no, not her. We had her on the show talking about virtual CISOs back a while ago. Yeah, there we go. Kim Green Consulting. If you need a CISO, even a part-time one, they're the person you should talk to. Nope, that's wrong. Kim Green. Okay, God damn it. Yeah, that's what I get. Where is it? No. I'll find that. She used to be on Twitter, but she's no longer there. So, but yeah, it says if you can't find any companies, they'll give you a chance and set up an LLC and put your virtual CISO for a confidential company until you find one that then takes on your service offerings. You'll technically still be a virtual CISO in the interim, just one without clients. After gaining some experience and ironing out the bugs in your methodology, you'll be able to leverage the first few volunteer clients for endorsements and recommendations. And the problem is 63 people either said this was a good idea, they gave this person a thumbs up, or I don't know what this one is. Maybe it's a head shaker, like, maybe that's sad, or don't freaking do that. But yeah, it's rough. There's a lot of people doing really stupid shit in this industry, and I'm really glad that this person did not like mark that person's name out, because it's this does not do us any favors from a security point of view. And I'm hoping that that person prints some kind of retraction, goes, "Hey, my bad, I'm kidding," but I don't think he's kidding. I think that's how he got to where he thinks he's a virtual CISO right now. So, um, yeah, fake it until you keep faking it. I don't bad for it, actually. Oh, the problem is, and as we talked with Ming Lim about this stuff, they're making security people at companies now the same as financial officers, where if they share in the financial, or not, the responsibility of, you know, comments made or actions done to a company in terms of negligence. And if you've got this guy, who I hope ends up on the wall of shame at attrition very, very quickly. If you have this guy as your virtual CISO of your company and you get breached, and you find out, well, he, is he really qualified? I don't know what the qualifications for a CISO are, but if this is how he did it, I'm not exactly sure that that's somebody you should be using as a CISO. So anyway, horse has been beaten dead. I'm going to, uh, you know, I expect this is not the end of this discussion with about this person, or any kind of things that we'll have to do to clean up any damage that this person has done. But it's very, I mean, technically, I could be a virtual CISO, but I can't be. So I lack the wherewithal. So. Oh, exploding lemur. Got the Infosec Campout ticket email valid. Code isn't valid yet. Huh. I will have to go in and check. I will check that out. So, yeah. So, how was everybody's weekend? Having a corporation doesn't shield you from negligence or fraud. That's for damn sure. I imagine, it used to be the CISOs were the second people to be hung out to dry after the CEO in a breach, right? Um, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You have enough experience, you could get away with claiming it. You're at a fake it until you make it point that isn't negligent. That's I appreciate that. Um, I could probably, help some nonprofits or something, in terms of the problem is there's a lot of companies out there where you're the CISO only because you're the only security person in the org, right? Or you're the senior manager of information security and risk, but you're an IC role where you're answerable to, you manage no one, and you're responsible for IT support and, managing every piece of infrastructure in the environment. So one with tomatoes and onions. All right. um, you're also the lead system admin and help desk, right? 100%. Sometimes people just take a job because it's got a fancy title to it. That's kind of unfortunate, really. All right, let me grab. Where's my email? All right. So, but yeah, he does have a point about creating methodologies. There is definitely, I would say, don't overplay your hand. You're not a CISO. You are a person who's in security, who can help secure an organization, but you should not you should not play yourself up as a CISO. Ideally, you take your experience and you build based on what you know, right? Um, it could be, let me see. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. I have a feeling if I don't order dinner, yeah, I'm actually going to CSEC East tonight, so I'm actually going to be out in a few at 6:30 in Bellevue. So if you are here and watching this in the Seattle area, we'll be doing CSEC East tonight. Chicken wings, salad. Okay, that makes it easy. Make sure she gets 2 of those removed. All right. The funny thing is, we're doing it in person, which Lunchbox Laboratory up here in Bellevue is a really nice venue. They have really good food, and so um, okay. And 1 second here. So this is what I get for getting a message sheet. My daughter was waving at me, and I was waving back, and then she sent me this note. Order Domino's. I was like, okay, great. So going to work my magic and have something delivered here. um, okay, place on chair near front door. Okay. My curse is that I remember my credit card numbers, but I cannot remember my password to log in the morning. I don't know why that is. Maybe I use my password less than I use my actual. Let's see, place order. There we go. Oops. There we go. I've seen people do worse, waiting for food and stuff. So, and ordered. Done. Okay. All right. Bully. Sorry about the frame rate drop. If there was a frame rate drop. Close that browser. All right. Maybe you should use your CC numbers, your password. Well, the problem is YTT, the password complexity requirements, right? It's got to have upper lower number special. I mean, it'll have the special if I put like dashes or something, but there's no letters. There's no letters. No, I did not order enough for all of us. It just says, can you order Domino's? Mom wants chicken wings. I just want a salad, garden salad, one with tomatoes and onions. I speak Spanish by any chance? No. See? No. I speak enough Spanish that I can recognize the words. All the Spanish that I learned was from Dora the Explorer and Diego. So, and that's been a few years since my daughters actually watched those. I love yeah, I apologize. All the Japanese I know is from Kill Bill, and it's pretty much all the bad words. So, it is what it is. Just another ignorant American. I love the cultures. I love going and visiting. I love hanging out and eating new things and meeting new people. But and I'm also cognizant of the fact that if they don't understand me, I can't just talk lower and louder. Talk slower and louder. It does not make it any better. So, we actually had some friends that we go with on our vacation group. She's ironically enough from the Bay Area, but she only speaks one language. That would be English. And being in Austria, trying to get on the airplane was very cringy. She was trying to explain her situation. No, I've known a lot of Argentinians. I actually worked with one from IOActive, great guy, Fernando. Pretty great. It was ironic because he was in a call with me, and we were talking about some scoping of some stuff, and the tester that he was working with was English, like from the UK, and his I was new, so I was talking to the guy from the UK. I was like, oh yeah, I've been down to the Falklands and whatever, and he was like, oh, maybe we should move on. And he didn't know what was going on either. Yeah, I actually used Google Translate a little bit when we were on our last European cruise. It's actually quite good, especially when you're trying to translate signs. But so yeah, yeah, I you know I do what I can to try to remember that I'm just a guest in their country. Did visit Argentina. Did have some fantastic empanadas when we did our South American cruise. That was phenomenal. Would go to South America again. A plus 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 would do again. So yeah, and thank you, Blood Don, for being here. Argentina, right on. Let me see. So yeah, our RSA is going on. I think Miss Berlin is going to be there this week. We're going to be posting one of our interviews. Okay, very cool. Okay. Yeah, we went to Argentina, or South America. So we did. Why you know work Google Maps? So we started in Buenos Aires. We went to Montevideo. I think we took the ship down, I think Mar del Plata, sorry. Let me see a couple of other places we went to, little small places. I remember we went to a ranch in this area, and then let me see. Yeah, this was a great trip because we just basically went down the coast here, and then we went over to the Falklands or Isla Malvinas for the Argentinians here. Um, as you can see, I got a little star here. We went to Stanley. We went to Punta Arenas. We went to Ushuaia. Did some cruising of the fjords and the glaciers. We saw a glacier called El Brujo, which was the um, easy there, YTT. Um, yeah, went to El Brujo, which was a glacier here in Chile, and then we went all the way around to Puerto Montt. As you can see, I did a little tag there, and went up to Vina del Mar and Santiago, and then flew out of there. So, I mean, we did a good portion of the southern part of South America. It was awesome. Would have loved to have seen Ecuador and Peru and those areas, but um, it was not to be. So, but yeah, would definitely go again if I had the chance. It was between it and Antarctica. It was the last one we could go on. We could actually have went to Antarctica for $800 more and weather permitting. They would have flown us down to like the arm there. It's really the only continent we haven't been to yet. So we're looking to figure out how we can do that before we kick off this mortal coil. So da, 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 da. Yeah, we travel quite a bit. We're as end of July and part of August. We're going to be in Europe, Amsterdam, Iceland area. Um, it's I enjoy travel, and the 2 years that we could not go was painful. So we're trying to make up for some lost time. We did Europe last year between Omicron and Delta, and literally a week and a half after we got back, they basically said, "Yeah, y'all GTFO, don't come over here unless it's absolutely necessary." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So, all right. So, where's my academy? There it is. All right. Yeah. So it wasn't a road trip. Yeah, we like to do cruises. So this was a Holland America, something like that. Yeah, we basically just bounced along the coast. So it was very nice though. I joke, but I might have been stationed for several years in South America. Well, thank you for your service, YTT. Random question. I know this is more for InfoSec, but that's cool. But any opinions on true security on VPNs and proxies? Any opinions on the security of CubeOS? Um, so I'm not a fan of calling VPNs security. Um, they definitely have a need. There are the problem is they're um, advertised, right? NordVPN and their ilk on especially on streams like this where you might see NordVPN and talking about military grade encryption and what have you. I think they're more of a privacy feature than a security feature. I mean, they're just running over. They are running over encrypted channels. That is fair. YTT, please keep me honest here. Um, but there's a lot of new work on VPNs. Look up flow analysis. VPNs are even less useful now. Yeah, yeah, and even before VPNs, there were things like GRE tunnels that you could use that were, and then you could use like GRE tunneling. It depends on what you wanted to use it for, Bloodbound. If you're wanting it to download Doctor Who in England before someone else does, or what have you. SOX proxies are another one. I mean, um, so the problem with the SOX proxy is your traffic has to exit somewhere, right? So either you have to set it up in a cloud, which is going to, unless you're in some kind of bulletproof system, if you're using SOX to bypass web issues, or trying to bypass the works firewall so you can surf porn. Don't ask me why I asked that question, but I may have set up a SOX proxy at home myself one time. Yeah, as with most, yeah. I mean, and don't assume that, now that you have a VPN, you're completely secure. You're, saying things like, true security. You speaking in absolutes there, right? Everything is always depending on how high you want to go with your security. Um, if you really want to be secure, you'll, take that thumb drive, fly 3,000 miles and plug it into the computer, or you can SSH to the box and do all the 8, 9, 10 things. If I want to demo client server side security, sure, but I do not have a reason for it right now, just a curiosity. Yeah, you also want to look at your country of exit, right? I mean, a lot of people, like I said, use VPNs to, stream content they would normally get or not get in their own country. Back when, Doctor Who took 6 months to come out here in the US, people would, use VPNs to exit from, the EU somewhere and then be able to, watch it as it was happening or what have you. Or, sporting events or what have you. Some people also tried using Tor, I think, at some point with that as well. But yeah, I actually had set up a GRE tunnel back in the day, and it wasn't painful because it was an OpenBSD box, and they had GRE kind of built into the kernel into IP tables, and it's an encapsulating packet kind of thing. And it's great. And there's actually some big organizations that still use this to some degree. CH has privacy built into their constitution, for example. CH being Switzerland. I almost thought China, but then I remembered, .ch. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on what your level of need is. If it's just getting around content and privacy issues or piracy issues, or being able to communicate. I mean, you can run a VPN over an SSH connection. You can just do port forwarding from one box to another if that's really what you want to do. And that would be, for me, I think if you used especially public private key pair. For me, that's about as secure as I ever feel that I need to get. Now there really is different use cases, right? That you would need to worry about in that case. But like I said, with a proper elliptic curve and a public private key pair, you're probably pretty good. You could VPN to a VPN to the Tor network from public Wi-Fi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could do something like that. YTT. I mean, if you don't actually want to use the internet over, because you're VPNing to a VPN to a Tor network. I mean, once you hit the Tor network, you're probably sitting at about, I don't know, 20K per second. But, like YTT said, that is what you need to do to evade whatever it is you're trying to evade, definitely have at that. So, um, all right. So, so we finished up the attack tuning the last time. Some of the things that we learned from folks like Tiberius and others uh, was, things like, um, damn, I had a piece of paper here with all them switches on them. So SQL map. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's the Slack. Okay. I'm going to shut that off just for shits and giggles. All right. SQL map, command line. What do you want, buddy? Come on in. Yeah, come on in, buddy. Meow. No, that's not it. I was looking for the man page. They gave me some commands for. Oh, come here, buddy. Come on in. Yeah, SQL map man page. There we go. So this is not exactly the man page. Check tour. What was some of the stuff? Dump. Dump was one of the ones we used. Fresh queries was another one, and flushing the session. So it tends to keep track of. That's my boy. When you run a command from SQL map, it'll cache some information. So if you're running a SQL map command over again and you got an error the first time, you need to flush or refresh yourself so that you will make sure that you're not caching or using the old data, which may be a problem. So that was something we learned as well. Let me see. Is this it? Oh, here we go. Okay. So you can also run SQL map over Tor, which I found interesting. What was the other thing that we used? I should have wrote that down. It's going to kick me in the ass later. Probably no cast. No cast was another one. Turn off payload casting mechanism. And current banner, host, cribs, roles, tables, columns, dump all. So we use dump, but you could use dump all. -T, right, for the table, setting which table to enumerate. So the exercises was like, well, where's the flag in table 5? So instead of dumping all of the tables and running all of that, so the batch command also pretty much says yes, and, doesn't ask for user interaction. Feel free to launch a lively conversation on our Discord. Oh yeah, I don't know why my bot isn't working. I need to figure that out. But if you go to discord.gg breaksec, you can join us. We have 101 people in there right now. I don't know if that's how many are active, but that's how many accounts we have, which in 4 months, we've already gotten more followers, I think, than we did in a year of our Slack. So that's kind of nice. Brute force commands. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here. Yeah, Bloodbound. Yeah, you. I think I said hello the other day. Fresh queries. There it is. So there's a session file, and if you use fresh queries, it will automatically ignore any results that you might have stored in previous issues. No, YTT. My mother probably would not get into Discord. But if she did, it wouldn't just be 58. It would probably be like 98 of them. So, or 97 of them between you, Scott, and my mother. Anyway, so yeah, these are use short mnemonics. Bat, flu, bat, ban, tech, dash, EU. Huh, interesting. I have no idea what that means, but we'll get to read some of this. One of the things that I have noticed with HackTheBox Academy is they give you just enough to make you want to continue playing around with things. So we have some database enumeration here. Enumeration representing SQL injection, being able to fingerprint things or to be able to know which databases are which, so that you can. Ooh, okay, turn that down a little bit. Okay. Oh, that I need to turn it down a little bit. There we go. Got a little music going on in the background. Yeah. That's from the Chill Out Summer collection, by the way. There we go. If it's too loud, let me know. But so part of the enumeration, as we mentioned in previous chapters, is that you're going to run commands, and if you're running them against databases that, if you run a MySQL payload against an MS SQL one, you might actually cause some undesired operation, including denial of service. And one of the last things you want to do is to cause denial of service to your systems. So you're going to be doing, it looks like we're going to be doing some exfiltration, at least in theory. Let me double check and make sure that I don't have anything in my email. Okay. Everybody's at a meeting, I would imagine. All right. It's got a little too much bass. Beside that, it's all good. Okay. I don't want it to be too loud, but I don't want to hurt y'all's ears like I did with YTT earlier. So, for such purpose, MS SQL is a predefined set of queries for all supported DBMSs, where each entry represents the SQL that must be run at the target to retrieve the desired content. So this is what some of your XML queries might look like from a MySQL database. You have your table comment query. Select the table comment from information schema.tables, asking you where various things are, including your table schema and your table names. Banner queries. So this is one of the payloads that you're gonna potentially run as a SQL member. For example, if a user wants to retrieve the banner, right? So the banner query would be up here, version, right, in MySQL. Or a current user. Obviously, I would hope, I wouldn't say obviously, but I would hope that you couldn't, once you've gotten on the network, your time is of the essence if you're a bad guy, right? You can't, I would argue you're not going to sit around trying to figure out where you're, let's query what the user is on this box or what have you. I mean, if it's a smash and grab or if you're just playing low and slow, yeah, you might do that to help enumerate your network. You might, I would hope that there are specific controls in place to keep those kinds of messages from not being seen by people. Ordered. If current user, another example is retrieving all the usernames using either two queries depending on the situation. Query marked in band is used in all non-blind situations. Union queries and error-based SQL injection, whereas the query results can be expected inside the response itself. Query marked as blind, on the other hand, is used for all blind situations where data has to be retrieved row by row, column by column, bit by bit. The blind version takes a lot of time and can be very noisy depending on the situation that you're in, right? Hopefully, you've gotten into a company. They're not monitoring those kinds of logs. You're home free. You just have to take your time. All right. Basic DB data enumeration. After a successful detection of a SQL injection vulnerability, we can begin the enumeration of basic details from the database. So with the earlier exercises, I didn't have to do much of anything in the way of enumeration because it was pretty good about finding that stuff for me. But again, the spray and pray option is very noisy, and if you're just trying to, if you're using a web app, and you got a username and a login and a password, you might find yourself with a SQL injection, but you need to know what kind of database it is so that the enumeration that you use or the ability to dump the database there might be certain little peccadillos, like Oracle might have certain Oracleisms that are, are necessary to massage before you can, dump the database or gain access to, database admin rights or what have you. So they say there's 4 steps here, or 4 things they say usually starts with basic information. You can do a banner grab, which is, pretty bog standard. You'll want to know who the current user is if you have that. Current DB, depending on how I've been in database environments where some of your DB A's, your database admins get very, what do they call that? Descriptive with their database names. It's not just, like information _ scheme. It might be like payroll, payroll January 2019, whatever .users or something like that. And you might get very specific information about what those databases are. Food's there. Is it? How'd you do that? Well, I hope not. Usually they like to knock on the door. It is the Domino's people, so. So yeah, the following SQL command does all of the above. Doorbell. I don't know. I have a ring doorbell. I don't know if it actually occurred or not. Let me go check. Good try, YTT. Yeah, no, it wasn't a doorbell. So unless it's your doorbell that rang, maybe that's what it was. So, just for everybody's noise. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. I have a Ring doorbell, but in my haste to install one, I realized how annoying the doorbell is, or every time somebody takes their shitty little dog past our house, or there's a leaf, or the wind blows really hard on the trees outside and it activates the motion detector. So I've disabled it. So I go back to the tried and true method. I look out the window. So, okay. So for those of you looking in the bottom right-hand corner, that is our Discord stream chat. So if you are wanting to chat outside of the stream here, and you just want to chat in the Discord, that is also available as well. So just so you're asking what the hell this dark black box is right here. Anywho, the following SQL map command does all of the above. So it'll ask you, okay, so banner current user database is DBA. Okay. Oh, I see. So if the current user has DBA administrator. Ideally, you should never connect to your database with the DBA unless absolutely necessary. Well, we know how well that goes. So I'm sure we'll be running something like this in our example or our exercises today. I'm going to go ahead and just copy that for shits and giggles. So they run the command. As you can see, you're going to get ID, Boolean-based, error-based, union-based. The backend database is MySQL. The banner, web app technology, it's a LAMP configuration. LAMP being PHP, Apache, MySQL, so it's probably some kind of Linux. You could actually probably figure out the Linux version from what Linux packaged up Apache 2.2.9. So because of backporting, so Linux, flavor, Debian shipped Apache 2.2.9. Okay, so 2.2 is old because they're on 2.4 now. Let me see. 2.2.22 was on Wheezy. Let's see. Debian Wiki. I mean, if you wanted to take the time, there's definitely places that I'm sure will tell you, okay, this version shipped with this. Package track sounds about right in terms of that. But yeah, I mean, if you really needed to do that, because of the backporting of some Linux kernels or Linux versions, they'll ship like 2.2.9, and then the patch would be like R25 or something like that. Or, if you're looking for, if PHP 526 shipped with that as a package, then you can look up which one that used. Yeah, okay. So the backend DBMS is SQL 5. Here's the banner 5141-3. Current user's root. That's not good. That doesn't bode well for us. Fetching current database is testdb. That also does not bode well for us. Testing to see if the current user's DB has a DB admin. It is true because it is root. So the fetched information is under .local share SQL map output example.com. That's the session file that if you run this again, you might run fresh queries to make it, go and retrieve all that data fresh again instead of using the cached version, which is down here. It might make it faster, but then you won't get any new information. So November 2009. Okay, so that is old 5.1.41. The root user in the database context in the vast majority of cases does not have a relation to OS user root other than representing the privileged user within the DBMS context. This basically means should not have any constraints within the database. Okay, so you could be the root user in Linux, but be just, Joe Nobody on the database. Conversely, you could be, Brian, the user on a Linux box, but have DBA access as Brian or BreakB or BBreak or what have you. Table enumeration. In most common scenarios, after finding the current database name, like testdb, hey, Wicked Blue Ninja, how are you? Just doing some HackTheBox stuff. We announced Infosec Campout. So if you want to go check that out, you can. Yeah. Hope you're having a good evening. In the most common scenario, after enumerating the database, knowing that it's testdb, retrieval of table names used by the -tables option, specifying -d testdb. Okay, so this explains some of the examples why it seems like this should have been done and talked about before we actually went into some of this other stuff, because it seems like there's a lot of background here that we didn't get by running HTTP, handling error messages, and attack tuning. Seems like we could have learned about all of this stuff before we went to, playing with things like what -t means or -d in this case. So after spotting the table name of interest, retrieval of its contents can be done using the -dump option, right? And specifying the table -t users. So in the exercises we did on Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, one of those days, somebody had mentioned using -t and then the database name, or the table name in this case. And then the dump option just basically dumps everything. So dumps the contents. And that's how we got some of the flags for those things. It was, you had to dump the content of the tables themselves. So, and as you can see here, -u is the URI or URL in this case, which is this table. -dump, T is user, and then the database is testdb. Console output shows the table is dumped into a CSV format. Yeah, you can have it export to a dump. Yeah, you can actually select the dump format to HTML or SQLite, or just do default CSV. So that's nice. Makes it easy to show in reports. You could also just do screenshot here and just say, okay, look, I've dumped all your names right here. So yeah, to narrow down so you're going to do with tables and rows, we specify the columns -c name and surname. So like when we went to the website, it enumerated ID1 as having an ID, a name, occupation, email address, and a fake credit card number. So you could say, okay, I want to dump only these files. So you might see in a breach, oh, they got the social security number, or these are the fields they had access to because everything was in one database. So all of your social security numbers, your credit card, your date of birth, all of that stuff was in one database. Bad guys may have said, well, we don't really care about the social security numbers because those are easy. We'll just get the credit card numbers and email addresses, or the credit card numbers and the last four of their social. Or if the company's really stupid, credit card number and the track 2 data, which is the CVV number, I believe. YTT will tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the track 2 numbers are like the 3 digits on the back of the card. So you can do that, and you can actually narrow down if you don't want 100,000 lines. Maybe it's a big ass database. There are ways to tell it to only grab starting from row 2 to row 500 in this case. You'll grab maybe as a bad guy they do that as proof of concept. It's like, hey, I'm in your database touching your things, and here's 45 entries from your database. You can verify that while I'm encrypting the rest of your database, that kind of thing. Don't joke, that's probably how they do it. Conditional enumeration. If there's a requirement to retrieve based on a known where condition, like certain conditions. So it'd be like all of the names that start with, the surname is B, or like %F. I don't know what %F would be. But yeah, you could say where name equals, 5 digits, or where, where surname equals B or something. Hey, Super Lolly, what's up? Track 2 is different format. Oh, yeah. See, I should have looked it up. Track 2 credit card information. See, so YTT says CVV may never be stored. It doesn't mean it won't be stored. It's just you do it and you get caught, or you do it and you get breached and you're completely, uglified. Oh, here's your credit card generator. Interesting. I'm not sure that's illegal. I mean, they have all the algorithms to be able to do those things. So you can definitely create a legitimate passing the checksum digit thing. So it started raining outside, so everybody went inside. So full database enumeration. Instead of retrieving content on a single table basis, we can retrieve all tables. Yes, not tied to any particular account. That's true. You would need first and last name. You'd need additional information. I think first and last name would be enough, because there's other ways you can figure out where those people live, or if you're in the same state where you got that person's card, it wouldn't be hard to go to whitepages.com and track down their address, date of birth. I mean, you would, this is part of the enumeration, but along with the OSINT that you would capture on people, or accounts, or access to people, records, public records, etc. You can verify if these accounts are legit or not. So we can retrieve all the tables inside the database by skipping the usage of -T. So you just don't use -T as like dump all the things. So this would be --d dump test db. I think I did that for a couple of the early exercises. By simply using the switch dump without -T, all the current database content will be retrieved. As for dump all of the content from all of the databases will be retrieved. Oh, okay. So if I'd have done dump all during a couple of the early episodes, I may have dumped all of the flags. I don't know. Could be. In such cases, a user is also advised to include the switch exclude sysdbs. Track 1 frequently contains name. I don't believe track 2 ever does. Okay. I think there's a lot of companies that have learned their lesson and don't try to store that data if they can keep from it. So All right. Oh, what's the contents of the table flag 1 in the test DB database? All right. Let's open my windows. It's a little warm in here. It was 74 earlier today. It's probably the warmest it's been all year. It's been a really very mild winter. So, all right. So we'll start that instance. I will not go to that meeting. Okay. Oh. Audio just went to crap. I really don't like really am not a fan of that, so. There you go. You can see what I'm seeing now when you go into the chat there. Oh, okay. So, all right. So there's the site, full screen. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to... Oh, I saw that. It said VNC. VNC. Okay, so they're just using a VNC connection over web. Wow. Over HTTPS. Interesting. Okay. See, I had thought that it was something a little more complicated than that. But maybe it's a Citrix instance with VNC running on it. Move to new window. There's what I wanted. Yeah. Okay. Let's split the screen again like we normally do. Okay. Oh, boy, I did not like that at all, did it? All right. Let's turn off enable preview. All right. So we're going to go to 159.65.1924. Okay. 159.65.1924. 30452. Oh, wait. It's a little loud, yo. There we go. Turn that down. I only want to hear it, not y'all, so. All right, what's the contents of table flag 1 in the test DB database? Okay. All right, so this is our old database with Maynard Rice in it. And if we go to number 2, of course, Julio's there. That's not what I wanted, you son of a bitch. Julio, yeah. All right, so we'll go to here. All right, so we're going to contents of the table flag 1. All right, so as we learned up here, dash dump. So we'll do SQL map -u HTTPS HTTP 159.65.1924 30452. And then pull that down here a little bit so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Case1.php ID equals 2, or 1 in this case. All right. So I say we just go ahead and enumerate. We can enumerate the database. The enumeration is up here at the top. So we can run -- banner -- current user. Make sure you spell current right. -- current -db and -- is -dba. We'll see the output from that. I didn't think about the speed. That might actually take a little while. While we're waiting, I'd like to thank It's Splat, Rick, Digob, Error 1088, and Cave Manners, and Squirrel Master 17, Field, and then Field Dead. Okay, so it looks like we had about another 5 people join our stream, that or follow on our stream. So I appreciate everybody for following and finding a reason to want to join the stream here. So I am going to have to cut the stream at about an hour and a half tonight because I do have to go to Bellevue, which is about 30 minutes away for the local meetup. Yeah, I don't know, Super Lolly. I'm not sure how the follower goal thing works. I thought that was set up correctly. Maybe it's 137 this month or something like that, or in 30 days. I have to go back in and look at those stream elements things. They're a little janky. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of them because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But okay, so connection timed out to the URL. Did I not put in the right port number? Okay, so. Whoa, okay, that would be why. Okay, so again, make sure you have the right IP address because apparently I don't type good. So not 192, 159. There we go. That's going to go a little faster, I think. Yes, there it goes. Yes, because I did not do batch. All right. So time comparison requires statistical model. Please wait. Done. So it's testing. So you see the time-based blind, it's actually querying sleep. Okay, so yes. All right, so here's what we see. The back end is MySQL. The banner is running on Debian 10 Buster. Okay, so that's something we didn't get in the previous version that we talked about, so we don't have to guess what OS it is. Web app technology is using 2438, and it's using MySQL 5 as a MariaDB fork. So this is the post MySQL version where they've forked MariaDB once MySQL was bought by Oracle. So, and then here's the banner showing you that it's Deb 10 update 1, MariaDB 10.3.23, fetching user at localhost. Database is testdb, testing to see if in warning case. Okay, so whatever user does not have access as a DBA to the website. So that is good. This user or this person does not have DBA access as a user 1 at localhost. Okay, so to dump a specific database, you can dump. Okay, so in this case, we can dash dump, and it is dash T, capital T, and then it's test DB, and oh no, dash D, test DB, and then dash T, and it'd be users, or it'd be user 1. I don't know if it's user 1 at localhost, maybe. All right, so let's see what happens when we dump the test DB database. Yes, I'd like to do that. Press enter for default, 1 for current. All right, so it's going to run about 2,600 payload chances. Can you imagine what HackTheBox's logs look like for these databases? I'd imagine they don't even keep the logs for this because they'd be so polluted with some dumbass like myself running my SQL map queries that this is a 90-minute instance, so they don't need those instances. After 90 minutes, they're gone. There's no reason to patch them. You just keep building from the mother in this case. The kombucha method of doing system administration. You just pull a little bit off the mother in this case, like they do with kombucha, and start over again. So the other thing I learned with the audio is I'm trying to get the Discord thing to work so that people can come in and talk on the Discord stream. So far as you can tell, it's not working, or the chat, apparently. These streaming folks, man, I don't know how they do it. Because I'd like a little, I'd like to be able to have people come on and talk crap, or give me some flack for not doing something, or have a working group like this where we can have people who are coming in and working on things together. I need to go ask questions because there's a lot of tutorials out there on how to do stuff, just not do it well. So, okay, I'm sure I'm going to be getting nasty grams from my wife asking me where the hell her food is. And Domino's order. It is still running. It's going to take a little bit. Pictures, Domino's tracker. All right, 2142. Okay, delivery left store at 4:35. Okay. Well, Hunter should be here any minute now. All right, come on, single thread. This could take a bit. Yes, I know. I can't do anything about that. Yeah, I think that, so Super Lolly, I am thinking that follower goal is like in the month or the last 30 days or something. Probably need to figure out how to make that delineation for folks. No columns found. Unable to enumerate the columns for... Oh, wait, what did I do wrong? Test. Okay, so I'm going to remove... I think the T was something else, so... -- batch. I'm gonna just let it run super quick. Oh, Hunter's in our neighborhood. Okay, good. Food's here. Or will be in a second. All right, so we've cracked the passwords. We're getting all them hashes. Sweet hashes. Cracking them passwords. Skater 58, Spider Pig. Okay, so... All right, we've yanked the database. TestDB user entries. Here it is. So here's the flag 1. All right. So that is how you do that. I mean, just basically dumped database contents again. There was nothing fancy about what I did there. So grab the... It says... Congrats, you know how to run basic nmap scans. Okay, well, somewhat. Hunter. All right, so now I can scroll down. All right. This is one of my more rare streams. So, all right, the contents of table 1. Submit. That was easy enough. All right. Let's go see what's on the next one. I don't want to get too far down this particular rabbit hole if I have to actually stop and get ready. I got to look pretty for my people at is it Hunter 1? I don't know. I should have asked him. He doesn't strike me as being of our advanced youth YTT, where we might have might understand that comment. But all right, let's go ahead and do this. I think it was flush queries, right? So let's flush SQL map flush queries. You are a bastard. Huh. I hate that. All right, well, hopefully I won't have to worry about it anymore. So let me see. What's the name of the column containing style in its name? All right, so we need to go to new database. Oh, sorry. Guess we need to talk about some of these things up here. My bad. Advanced. Ooh, now we're advanced database enumeration. Okay, we're in the Johto League now, aren't we? All right. Now that we've covered the basics of database enumeration with SQL Map, we'll now cover more advanced techniques to enumerate data of interest further in this section. Database schema enumeration. If we wanted to retrieve the structure of all the tables so that we can have a complete overview of the database architecture, we could use the switch schema. Okay. All right, let's do that. I think that's something we should do. Okay. We can scroll down here with what little time we have left. Okay, 24 and it's port 3156. Yeah. Doink. Okay. So what's the name of the column containing style in its name? What's Kimberly's user password? Huh. Well, if Kimberly's used the same password across all these databases, I should already have that password. Let's see, where's that parent terminal at? Because we've already see Kimberly. Is there a Kimberly in the list here? There it is, Kimberly Wright. Okay, so she's user number 6. And user number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as a 221p. AZA 221p. Oh, I know it's one of those. It's either breakout or action team. Maybe this is user 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breakout. Oh, okay. Different password then. I'm going to CSEC East in about an hour and a half. I am good. Nah, it's all good. All right. Let's go ahead and run the queries then, because obviously Kimberly's password. Problem is which password or which account or sorry, which database? Oh, case 1. Okay, so case 1. Yeah, we've already got that. So I've done something wrong because Kimberly's password's in that list. Kimberly's password is in that list, but for some reason, okay, so it says 1. So let's match things up. So Kimberly's hash starts with D642. D642. Ah, okay. So if it starts with D642, hash is AnyZoom 1609. Okay, so that makes more sense. All right, we must have done them out of order. Yeah, it's really weird. AnyZoom 1609. 1609. There we go. Okay, so I got a cube for that. What is the name of the column containing style? Okay, I think we've got everything we need here. I just need to go and make sure that this is pulled up. I may have to, let me see. May have to run, let's see, where's style? Okay, I may have to run schema again on this. That may be the only difference. Dump would be dash schema, and then the IP address of server itself, 31,536. Okay. Whoa. Easy does it. Okay. Wait. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Whoa. That's a lot. All right. So what's the name of the column containing style in its name? Okay. Wow. There's a lot going on here. Bytes, queries, commands, rows inserted. Okay. Storage type, geometry type, value, doc ID, dirty blocks, requesting TRX ID, version, incrementation, checksums, schema types. We have, let's see here, schema. Man, there's a lot of documents. Security, schema, MySQL struts. Okay. That was me almost tripping over my weights in my floor. Space, flag, in call, space, page zip, path space. This probably would have been easier if I had just queried these individually, but I already have all the information from the schema. So let's see. Good Lord. Extent size. Never met a grep. Fine. All right, I'll start over. Good grief. I'm hoping it should be style. -I. No. So for those of you that are there, okay, parameter underscore style. Okay. Ding. All right, excellent. Cool. Oh man. Okay. Well, I would go a little further tonight, but like I said, I've got to get ready for CSEC East. Normally this is a virtual event, so I wouldn't have done this tonight. What? YTT? What? You're not a fan? Hold on, wait. I've almost got it. I probably missed it down here or something. Hold on, I'm still looking. It's almost like the old lady should, the old lady meme or whatever. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. But you're absolutely right. So sometimes being able to filter the what you're looking for is important. As YTT was so fond of mentioning, make sure you use your cuts and your TRs and your greps and your awks. Understand the stuff that's going to help your job go a little faster. I mean, how many second or two? I wasted a second or two trying to scroll up the output, when in fact, if I'd have just ran that with a grep I style, which says just find all the lines that have style in the line, and it's just easier that way, right? So, YTT, I wanted to wait until the instance is a non sequitur. If anybody's interested, the first 15 digits of the credit card on Visa are unique. 16th is the check digit, right? It's calculated with the Lund algorithm, right? 10 minus some mod 10, yes. Invented by Hans Lund in the 1960s at IBM. Capable of discovering any single digit change or single transposition. Very cool. Okay. When I was a kid, I would just put in 16 random numbers, and sometimes I get it right and I can make collect calls. Otherwise, some poor bastard out there ended up with like a $12 phone call on their credit card one time. So I did that when I was in like 15 years old. So I'm hopefully the standard, the statute of limitations has run out on that. But hackers have got to have some, even white hat hackers have got to have something they've done that's naughty in their career. So, but all right. Oh yeah, with loyalty cards, I'll just put in any number. I would hate to have 8675309 because I would probably have about 1 million. Thanks, thanks, Super Lolly. I appreciate the hello, please. Yeah, check out this Twitch stream. Yeah. I don't even know what numbers I added in there. So, I would assume if 8675309, there was an area code for each one of those and that number, I bet they got like 1,000,000 points in all the loyalty programs. Insert the FBI meme. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, I wished all of you were here in Seattle. I'd love to have you join us for CSEC East. There's not going to be a lot of these CSEC East in person much longer. I mean, once, we really have about, I'd say 4 or 5 months here in Seattle where we can do in-person events until it gets too cold or too dark, or too, less COVID-y. We used to do them monthly in person all the time, go to regular restaurants and things. It's for those of you who, live in areas that might have, meetups or whatever, if they're offering a in-person and it's not super cold, suggest to the organizers, maybe they find an outside venue or something like that. It's really a great way to, to get out and network. But, one of the reasons I started this stream was because we're still doing virtual events. We're still doing online things. I'm actually looking at Infosec Campout. If at a minimum, we'll be recording the talks, but I'm hoping that it will support a streaming event where I will be able to at least stream some stuff to the Twitch so that people can see what's going on. Want to make sure that people have that ability, and hopefully by that time I will have the ability to do subscriber only streams. So if you're a subscriber here, you can watch streams dedicated to the subscribers, and we'll stream the Infosec Campout stuff directly to the subscribers only. So, and then make the videos available later on VOD or YouTube. So just a thought there. I'm trying to give some value for our subscribers. I want to make sure that they're feeling loved, and and also still support people who maybe can't do the $5 or what have you. So, or the $5 US anyway, maybe more at where you're at. But all right, well, I will be back on Friday. We'll try to. I want to try to bust out the rest of this SQL map stuff, including the lab. Looks like there's a few things here, but looks like we're getting down to it. There's just bypassing. We're going to bypass a WAF. We're going to do some OS. We're going to get a shell, looks like, in the OS. And then we'll do the skills assessment, and then we'll be done. And then we can figure out what else we want to do. So, hope everyone has a good rest of their day or evening or what have you. And especially you, Super Lolly, be safe and have a good day at work. And see you all on Friday, and we'll talk soon. And if you are remotely interested in coming to Infosec Campout, which is in Seattle, so airfare is going to be required, and you'll have a lovely camping site, but you'll have to bring your own camping gear. You can check out InfosecCampout.com. I'm very I like descriptive names in my URLs. Infosec Campout. Well, what's it about? It's Infosec and it's Campout. My nonprofit is the Infosec Education Foundation. What's that about? It's Infosec. It's education. It's a nonprofit. Figure it out. YTT, you know what? You will be missed even if you're not able to make it. I would love to see you there, but I understand that you can't make it. It's very dog friendly if you wanted to bring yin and yang. So just a thought. But yeah, I understand not everybody can make it. But we'll do our best to try to make our online folks feel like they're there, or at least for the talks. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, appreciate it. Everyone have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk soon.